council tenants in England whose homes are plagued by leaking roofs, subsidence, damp and mould are turning to legal firms for help. Our data team has been investigating these disrepair claims. Now, there's 4 million estimated social homes in England. They're getting old, many of them built in the mid-20th century. And as councils struggle to keep up with repairs, no-win, no-fee solicitors have been getting involved. Freedom of information data obtained by this programme from 50 English councils shows us since 2020, nearly 17,000 legal claims have been made by social tenants through solicitors against their council across England because of the conditions they're living in. That's 15 legal claims a day landing in councils' inboxes, and almost 3,500 of the tenants' claims were upheld. Now, the cost is significant. It leaves councils not just paying a repair bill, but a legal bill too. The total bill for legal fees to solicitors and compensation to tenants since 2020 was more than £36 million. Leeds City Council has footed the largest legal bill over that time, with claims costing almost £13 million. Then Sheffield City Council with £4.6 million paid out in damages and legal costs, and Lewisham Council with £4.5 million. Now, councils have argued that these claims are counterproductive, taking money that could be spent on improving a tenant's home and using it on expensive legal battles. Tenants and disrepair lawyers say they wouldn't have to make these claims if the housing stock was up to scratch in the first place, as we've been finding out here in Leeds and nearby in Sheffield. This is the state of Louise's flat in Leeds after the council recently finished repairs. Wallpaper hanging off, plaster unfinished, loose floorboards in her daughter's bedroom.
This is looking down into the basement, which is a 10-foot drop going down.
Louise lives here with her 2 girls. At its worst, she says, damp and mould left 4-year-old Ellie unwell and in hospital.
My little one, who's 4, she keeps saying to me, "Mum, I don't want to live here, I want a house, I want a house." And listening to my 4-year-old and saying that, it's heartbreaking, it's absolutely heartbreaking to listen to her say that to me. It's not nice at all.
Louise claims she's been asking Leeds Council to do repairs for 8 years, but most of the work was finished just this month. The council said they're aware of the further issues Louise has raised and are arranging a time to carry out repairs along with a thorough inspection on completion.
It's made me really upset and angry that the council are making people like me and my children living in a property like this, knowing that there's things that need doing, but it's like they're not doing it properly, and it's really upset me. It's just stressing me out just being here. I don't even want to be here anymore.
It was gradually getting worse for about 9 months, but I were ringing them up and informing them before that.
More and more tenants who feel they aren't getting anywhere with their council are turning to outside help.
I just walked in in the afternoon, it were coming through, but it'd obviously been looking very, very much like it were going to come through at some point.
In Sheffield, we're looking at Ben's ceiling. The dripping tormented him for months, he says, before the council did anything about it.
It was just a constant hypervigilance of when next leak were coming, because you kind of knew it were coming, but it were as and when, and so you never knew. But then you get woke up by tapping on bedroom ceiling or just things like that.
Ben made endless phone calls to the council. Then he saw an advert for a law firm on TV.
Are you a tenant? Is your home in urgent need of repair? Are you being ignored by your landlord?
Ben made a claim. He says only then did he see progress.
I've been advised to sue before and I didn't want to, because I just thought I could get some sense from somewhere and it could get done, and didn't want Like, they were wasting enough money anyway. There's no point wasting more in suing them. But like literally, last resort, I like totally had enough. It like affected my mental health to a point where, like, my uni course, what I'd started, that was basically beginning to disintegrate, and that were a large contributory factor to it.
This is who Ben turned to. Disrepair lawyers like this one in Liverpool are using television ads and social media campaigns to appeal to tenants looking for repairs and compensation.
I think, well, the majority of our clients, they're not financially motivated, so all the calls and when we engage with them, it's all about repairs. You know, it's the repairs that they're bothered about. They're living in poor quality accommodation and they just want to be house proud. I think in the UK, people, you know, there's a saying, isn't there, an Englishman's home is his castle. I think it's not a first choice to ever go to a law firm and do a legal claim. And I think it's a small percentage of the overall housing stock, but it's a thing that affects people really badly.
At a time when council budgets are stretched, disrepair lawyers have come under fire from local authorities. They accuse them of cashing in on the misfortune of others and wasting council money on expensive legal fees that could be spent on making improvements to homes.
If I had a local authority or a housing association, I would just look to resolve it as quickly as possible, which keeps costs down. So if you immediately, upon getting a letter from a law firm, the repairs went out and got completed, the cost would be minimal. You know, we couldn't charge a lot of fees. It would be literally 1 or 2 hours work. So sometimes we have claims that go on for 2 or 3 years, and there is a fight to try and not do the repairs on silly little arguments when really people's lives are at stake.
Sheffield Council told us repairs reported to them by Ben appear to have been completed in what they consider to be a timely manner. They've also offered him the chance for maintenance teams to come out and survey the property again for any immediate repairs concerns. Tenants like Ben in Sheffield and Louise and her family in Leeds are stuck in the middle between councils fighting on two fronts. On the one hand, the search for funds to improve accommodation. On the other, a wave of pricey legal claims brought by those who can wait no longer. As legal bills soar, repair backlogs grow, and tenants live with the consequences.